Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Saad Arshad and my registration number is 23ME89. Good morning. My case is a decision ever growing manufacturing shop eventually faces when you need a CNC machine center. Should you buy it or lease it? The machine is a question in a Haas VF is vertical machining center. Real equipment from the Haas Automation in Oxnard, California, priced at about $120,000 installed. Over the next 15 minutes, I will resolve buy versus lease using the fork toolkit from the chapter 1 to chapter 13. Here are the tools I will deploy and the per assignment. Every chapter 1 through 13 appear in this analysis. 5 tools do the heavy lifting, present worth and annual worth comparison of the two options. Rate of return test whether buying clear or the hurdle rate. Benefit cost analysis, justifying the investment and breakdown and payback. So how you can tell us fast the capital income back. The remaining chapters feeds us like the anchors. The interest factors from the chapter 2 to chapter 3 are the building blocks. Chapter 4's nominal versus effective rate matter because the lease is coded friendly. Chapter 10 is our MARR come from, and the chapter 11 and 12 give the service life and budget sanity back. Check. The scenario preceding of the metal work, a job shop currently outsourcing its machining part, want to bring the production in the house. If they buy 120,000 upfront, 25,000 salvage in a 5 year, and operating cost of 18,000 a year, rising by 2,000 each year as a tooling wears, that increase the yearly arithmetic gradient. If they lease 2,600 a month, the lessor handles major maintenance, the shop pays 6,000 a year in tooling, and there is no salvage because the machining goes back. Either way, the running part is now in a house earning about 6,000 a year versus a householding versus outsourcing. Look at cash flow diagram. This is the chapter 1. Year 0, the big arrow down is the purchase. Year 1, throw the 5 point up because the 60,000 benefit beats the operating cost. Yearly, the 5 in the tallest, it carries the salvage. Before any comparison, there are two fundamentals. First, the interest factor, and the second one is other, capital recovery. The first factor is interest factor at the 12% over 5 year. The P by A factor is 3.6048, converts a yearly single present worth. The A by P factor is 0.2774 as the present annual CR. Its capital recovery. P by F factor discount the salvage, and the P by G is 6.3970, handle that rising cost gradient. So these six number drives every calculation that follows. Second, this is a trap that the assignment regarding the catches. The lease is quoted per month, are nominated 12% a year, compounded monthly is not a 12%. The monthly rate is the 1 of the percent, so the elective annual rate is 1.01 to the other of 12th power minus 112.68%. A 12% lease actually costs the 12.68%. You always convert before you compare. So the present worth first, chapter 5, I bring every cash flow back to the today's dollar. Buying, leasing 189, leasing wins, chapter 5 its rule. Buying minus 120 of the machine plus salvage 25,000 times 0.5674 is the 14,000 minus operating base 80,000 times 3.6048 and the minus the gradient 2,000 times 6.3970 plus the benefit 60,000 times 3.6048, 216,000 net present worth of buying. So this is the positive 32,792. What is the leasing? So leasing is no purchase cost at the all. Minus minus lease payment 31,200 times 3.6048. 100 times 80 power. So the chapter 5 rules for the manufacturing of mutually exclusive option over the present worth alone leasing wins by the $49,000. annual worth chapter 6 is the same result spread evenly across the 5 year. Multiply each present worth that is A by P factor, buying return about 9,000 a year, leasing about 22,000 800 a year. Same verdict, different lens, leasing still ahead. The concept worth pausing on is a capital recovery. So that the annual cost of tying money up in it's the first cost time A by P factor minus a sinking fund credit of the salvage. So that 120 times 1000 0.2274 minus 25,000 times 0.1574. That's the 29,354 a year. That's what ownership must bring before a single dollar of a profit. If the leasing win, why would anyone buy it? Because buying still is the hurdle. I will take the net cash flow buying minus 120 in a year 0, then positive 42, 40, 800, 36 and 59,000 set its present worth to 0. So the solve for its interest rate, the rate of return is 22% and our MARR is only 12. So buying is absolutely justified on its own. So which is it? Here it's the chapter 8 logic. Both options are profitable. The rate of return only answer one question. Does this project beats the 12%? Yes. Choosing between two options is a present worth question, and the leasing win because it frees the whole 120,000 for other uses while producing the same part. The rule to remember is that when the rate of return and the present worth seem to disagree on a choice, incremental present worth wins. Three fast confirmation all pointing the same direction. Benefit cost ratio, payback year, and the benefit cost ratio is the chapter 9 present worth of benefit over present worth cost. Since 216,000 over 183,000, 1.18 ratio above 1, so the investment is accepted. Payback is the undiscounted the capital return. It's exactly the 3 year discounted at 12%, 4 year. And the break even, you can actually feel it. Chapter 13, the annual cost of ownership is about 50,900 divided by the $30 and net contribution is per machine hour. The machine must run on 1,697 billboard year to return the even back. The shop plan 200,000. The shop plans 2,000 or 300 or Cushing. Two final concepts to complete all the 13 chapters: economic service life and capital rationing. The economic service life is the chapter 11. The annual worth of the cost if the shop keeps machine 4, 5, 6 or 7 years. The cost drift down slightly the longer and the hold it under the $1,600 difference, which means the machine is not an urgent replacement point 5 years study a period. While the other capital rationing is the chapter 12 if the shop had a fixed budget and the three competing upgraded this VMC a robotic loader and an extra measuring machine. You rank them by the presenting worth and the fund the highest first, the VMC rank number 1. The engineering decision lease the machining now because only if utilization is locked in. Why? At a 12% of MARR, the lease reserve of $120,000 of capital while delivering the same production. Its present worth is $49,000 or higher. Buying become a preferable if the shop can guarantee utilization well above 2,000 or per years or secure the financing below 12% because ownership then captures salvage and avoid recurring the lease payments. Since the condition that flips it, if the shop can guarantee the utilization well above the 2000 years or a securing financing below 12%, then buying wins because ownership can capture the salvage and escape recurring lease payments. That's my analysis. I will hand over to Ryan, who takes the same shop and asks a different question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ryan and my registration number is 23ME77. Compressed air is one of the most expensive utilities in any factory. It can be over 40% of a plant's electricity bill. My case, a plant is upgrading its compressed air system and has narrowed it to two solid designs. Design A is a single 100 horsepower variable speed compressor. Design B is a hybrid, a 60 horsepower variable speed unit paired with a 40 horsepower fixed unit. Both are good, both heat the old machine. The real question is whether design B's higher price is worth it, and I will answer that with incremental rate of return. My tools and every chapter 1 through 13 appears here. The anchors rate of return for each design, then the stars of this case. Incremental rate of return from chapter 8 to test the extra investment, present and annual worth, cross check total cost, benefit cost, and break even and sensitivity, confirm the answer holds. Sporting the factors from chapter 2 to 3 at a 10-year horizon. Chapter 4's effective rate, because the utilities demand change, is built monthly. Chapter 10 for the MARR and chapters 11 and 12 for service life and budget. The two designs and cash flows. Design A, $52,000 installed. One inverter driven unit handles the whole demand range. Simple, but it cycles when demand drops below its turn down floor. Design B, 71,000 installed because it needs both units plus a master controller and integration. The fixed unit carries the base load, the variable unit trims on top a wider efficient range if the controller keeps them from fighting each other. Now the key picture on the right, the incremental cash flow, design B minus design A. This is exactly what chapter 8 analyzes. Choosing B means paying $19,000 more upfront. The down arrow to save about $667 a year. The small up arrows, small annual savings against a big extra cost. Hold that picture, it's the entire tension of this case. Factors and effective rate. Two fundamentals before the analysis. The factors at 12%, now over 10 years, the P by A factor is 5.6502, much larger than a 5-year study, which means recurring energy savings carry heavy weight. That's why energy dominates a compressor's lifetime cost. A by P 0.1770 converts present value to annual. P by F discounts the year 10 salvage. And chapter 4, the utility bills are demand charge monthly. A nominal 12% compounded monthly gives an effective annual rate of 1.01 to the 12 minus 1, 12.68%. Every quoted rate gets converted to an effective annual basis before it touches a cash flow. Design A saves $14,300 a year and returns 24.8%. Design B saves $16,900 a year and returns 20.6%. Both are far above the 12% MARR, so either upgrade is justified. But here's the trap. Design B saves more money every year, yet shows a lower return. How? Because a return is savings measured against dollars invested. Design B saves $2,600 more per year, but only by spreading 19,000 more upfront. So you cannot choose by comparing these two percentages. You have to isolate what that extra investment earns. Incremental rate of return. The heart of the case, I strip away everything the two designs share and look only at the difference between them. Minus 19,000 today, plus 26,067 a year for 9 years, plus 4,667 in year 10 with the extra salvage. I set the present vote of that stream to 0 and solve for the rate. The incremental rate of return is 77.8%. This is below the 12% MARR, so I reject the extra investment. The decision is design A, the single VST. And here's the lesson worth remembering for the rest of your careers. Even though design B has the lower energy bill, it is the wrong choice because the extra $19,000 only earned 7.8%, and that money would do better anywhere, earning our 12% 100 rate. Lower operating cost is not the same as the better investment. Now we cross-check the present worth and annual worth. Two independent cross-check confirm it. On present worth of total lifetime cost, design A is lowest as 235,000. Design B, even with perfect control, is higher at 238,000. On annual worth, same verdict, design A is cheapest per year at 41,600. The bar chart makes it visual. A's bar is the shortest. Three different methods, incremental, rate of return, present worth, and annual worth, all point to design A. Benefit cost ratio, break even, and sensitivity. Incremental benefit cost ratio 0.83, below 1, reject the extra spend. Then two break evens that make it tangible. The hybrid only pays if electricity climbs above 13.4 cents per kilowatt hour. We pay 12, or if the plant runs more than 6,800 hours a year, we run 6,000. The sensitivity line shows exactly where the answer flips. Incremental rate of return crosses the 12% line right around 6,800 hours. Our planet sits comfortably on the choose design A side. This is call its robust risk service life budget. Three final points completing all 13 chapters. First, a real engineering risk, and this is documented in the compressed air literature. Design B saving assume the master controller keeps the two units from fighting. If they cycle against each other, the control gap specific power rises about 8%. The annual saving turns negative and incremental rate of return collapses to minus 33%. So design B isn't just costlier, it's riskier. Design A has no such failure mode. Chapter 11. Board designs run a 10-year economic life standard for rotatory screw compressors. So the study period is sound and the ranking is stable. Chapter 12. Choosing the cheaper design A frees $50,000 of capital, enough to fund the next plant upgrade. Design A funds two projects where Design B funds one. Install Design A, the single 100 HP VST. Why both designs beat the old compressor handsomely, but the hybrid for $19,000 returns only 7.8%, below the 12% MARR, while adding a real control gap failure mode. The lower energy bill is a trap. It doesn't justify the extra capital. Design B becomes correct only if the plant exceeds 6,800 operating hours a year or electricity rises above 13.4 kilowatt per hour. Design B becomes the right answer only if the plant exceeds about 68,000 operating hours a year, or electricity rises above 13.4 cents. Below those thresholds where this plant lives, Design A win on cost, on return, and on risk. That's my analysis. Handling to Ahmed Zahab.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed Zahab and my registration number is 23ME65. My case takes Karachi Precision Works outward into a public sector work. The firm is invited to a bid on a government contract to design and build a water treatment and pumping plant. Capital cost 850 million rupees, serving a town of 120,000 people. Before bidding, its engineers must run the same public sector benefit cost analysis the government client will use to judge the project. Public projects aren't judged by the firm's profit, they're judged by benefit cost analysis, weighting benefits to society against costs. That's the lens of firm must adopt to bid intelligently. The preview the plant passes if the preview the plant passes its B by C test, yet a cheaper design, the firm, which means a smarter bid. My tools, every chapter 1 to 13 appears. The anchors are all Chapter 9 public sector methods, conventional and modified benefit costs may the incremental benefit cost that drives my main finding and costs effectiveness analysis. Cost per resident served, Chapter 10 gives the social discount rate, Chapter 5 and 6 gives social present and annual worth. Supporting the factors at a 20-year horizon, Chapter 4's effective rate because a donor loan is compounded quarterly, Chapter 7 and 8 for a social rate of return check, and 11-12 for service life and public budget. Karachi Precision Works is invited to design and build a municipal treatment plus pumping station for a Punjab town before bidding. Its engineers run the public sector B by C, the client's appraisal will use. Benefits to society. PKR 235 million per year, health cost savings, time saved fetching water and avoided tanker million. Let's look at the benefits to society. 235 billion rupees a year. Health cost savings from clean water, water time saved by families no longer fetching it, and money saved not buying the private tanker. On the other hand, now let's look at the disbenefits. 12 million a year. Farmland disruption near the intake. A disbenefit is a negative to the public kept separate from project costs. Get the costs. 850 million capital, 62 million a year to operate, arising by 5 million and 130 million salvage of the civil works at year 20. Now let's look at the social cash flow diagram. 850 million capital, 62 million a year to operate, rising by 5 million and 130 million salvage of the civil works at year 20. Then a concept unique to public projects. Chapter 10, the social discount rate. Why 12%? Because it reflects the opportunity cost of scarce public capital in Pakistan's high interest economy. The planning cost of scarce public capital in Pakistan's high interest economy. The Planning Commission appraises development projects on high economic net present value around this capital. I adopt 12% and I'll test later whether the verdict survives a different rate. And chapter 4, the project is part funded by a donor loan quoted normally at 12% but compounded quarterly. 3% per quarter to the fourth power minus 1, an effective 12%, an effective 12.55%. Even cheap public finance costs more than its sticker rate. 3 social streams. Our factors are social rate. Now I test which design the film should actually. Now let's look at slide 5. Benefit by cost ratio, does it all pass? I discount every social stream to present worth. Benefits 1.76 billion, disbenefits 90 million, capital 850, OEM 688 million, salvage of 14. The conventional B by C ratio, benefits net of disbenefits over capital plus O&M, is 1.093. The modified B by C, which moves O&M up as a benefit reduction, is 1.69. Both exceed 1. Net social present worth is positive 141 million. So by the standard test, the full plant is worth building. The firm could bid it and the client's appraisal would clear it. But passing isn't the same as best. Watch what happens when a cheaper design enters. Now here's the twist. The heart of the case. That's a cheaper alternative, boreholes with chlorination, serving 80,000 people instead of 120. Look carefully. The cheaper option has a higher standalone B by C, 1.234, versus the full plant's 1.09. That alone should make you pause. Now, the excessive test. The incremental B by C going from boreholes up to the full plant costs an extra 530 million and buys an extra 418 million of social benefit. That's an incremental B by C of 0.815 below 1. So the recommendation is the firm should bid the cheaper borehole scheme. The full plant passes its own test, but the last tranche of spending, the upgrade to full plant, fails on the increment. The lesson: when choosing public alternative, a passing standalone ratio is not enough. You must analyze the incremental, skip that step, and the bid overbuilds, wasting public money and weakening the proposal. Now let's look at the cost effectiveness and social ROR. Chapter 9.5. The cost per person served is nearly identical. 12,700 rupees for a plant, 12,600 for boreholes. The full plant serves more people but at no efficiency gain per head. Social rate of return. Chapter 7 and 8. Borehole schemes clear the 12% social rate on its own with its positive net social worth. So it isn't just a lesser option, it's a genuinely worthwhile investment. And payback. Chapter 13. The full plant recovers its cost in about 5.7 years. Attractive, which is exactly the trap. First payback and a passing both looks good in isolation, but that's why the incremental test matters. Now let's look at the sensitivity, service life, and PSDP budget. Does the project survive different social rate? Chapter 13. I compute both ratios at 10, 12, and 14%. At every rate, boreholes keep the higher B by C, so the decision doesn't hinge on my exact choice of discount rate. It's robust. Service life. Chapter 11. 20 years is standard. Chapter 11. 20 years is a standard for water infrastructure, pumps, replacement, and ranking is stable. The public budget. Chapter 12. Choosing boreholes frees about 370 million rupees of the public sector development program budget, enough to fund a second town's water scheme. Capital rationing turns that saving into more citizens served across the province. So, the public sector decision: fund the borehole schemes, not the full plant. The full plant passes its B by C test and paybacks in under 6 years.
But the extra 580 million it costs over the cheaper scheme returns only 418 million in social benefit. An incremental BYC of 0.82. Public money is scarce. The free 370 million serves another community. The full plant becomes the right answer only if population growth of a higher water tariff hits its incremental benefit above its extra costs. That's my analysis. Handing over to Umar Mustafa, who returns inside the film. How should Karachi Precision Work pay for its next production machine?
Assalamu alaikum sir, my name is Mohammad Umair from section 823 ME 81. Case study 4 Engineering Economics, Finance the Machine or Pay Cash. Karachi Precision Works, a shop named Karachi Precision Works, have 6 million rupees to buy a machine. They have two options: get that machine from their own money or get that machine from the bank's money. If they get from the bank's money, the bank markup value will be 14.5 and MRR will be 16%. Tool I will deploy. Anchor tools. These are the tools which we are going to use mostly for solving this topic and sporting concept. And these are the topics that we are going to sport the concept that will be used in this present world: alternative, reducing balance EMI, break even MRR, rate of return logic, and the hero topic, effective rates. Slide number 3: decision and how the EMI is built. Now we know that option 1 pay cash, option 2 finance. Pay cash means we will give all the money to buy that machine. We have to pay no markup, no installment. We just buy our machine. Option number 2 finance. Get the machine from the bank's money. If we get that machine from the bank's money, we have to give markup value of 14.5, reducing balance, 5-year tenure. This is the tenure we have to give that money to the bank. Monthly MI of 1.4, almost 1.4 lakh, and total amount at the end of the 5-year tenure we have to give 8.4 million rupees. From that, 2.4 will be markup value which the bank have earned from us. Cash of 6 million stay in our business, so we have getting 16% of MRR. How banks build the EMI? Pakistani banks use the reducing balance method. They use the method in which outstanding principal, they put that 14.5% of markup value on outstanding principal. What is the outstanding principal? It is the amount after paying our some EMI. For example, I have paid my first EMI. The amount remaining will be charged 14.5% using this formula. The key question is that PKR 2.4 million of markup worth paying to keep 6 million working. I will answer this question at the end of the slides because it is better to find all the answers then answer this question. The number the bank doesn't advertise. What does it mean? It means that 14.5 markup value for the month is not for the annual cost. To find the annual cost, nominal markup value 14.5 will be equal to 14.5 divided by year. Year have 12 months. We will divide 14.5 by 12. We will get 1.2083%. We put that percentage in this formula, and we will get 15.50 loan effective. This is the annual, or we know that the MRR for annual is 6. As we know that 15.50 is less than 16%, the rule written below. We know that we can take that loan. It will be safe or option to take that loan. Now we will use other methods to test that the formula we are going to use and the conclusion we have getting is correct or not. Lower present worth of cost, the lower present worth will be the winner here. Pay cash. If we pay cash now, 2 million rupees for the machine, the present worth will be 6 million rupees. If we pay EMI, the EMI using the present worth formula, we will get 5.942 for the 42639 rupees for that machine, which is exceptionally low for 6 million rupees. So From that formula, we also know that taking loan is good. Break-even point. Here we check that what if MRR is greater or less than finance. If MRR is greater than finance, cash and more than that the loan cost. If MRR is less than the finance, loan cost more than the cash can earn. There is a graph in which every values are given. uh, 7. Cross-check annual worth incremental B over C. As we check by using present worth formula, we also can check by annual worth incremental rate of return, benefit and cost. From all these steps, from all this uh, from all these cross-check, we also know that the value is better for us to buy a loan. Uh, Now we move to 8th slide. As we know that the tenure for machine to tenure of get that machine to pay the loan for that machine will be 5 years. As we also know that machine life is also 5 years. So it is better. It is the safer option. If it's greater than if the life of machine is less than the amount we have to pay for the amount of EMI we have to pay, it will be a disaster for us to pay that money. Uh, Another disaster can be happen if we can't even able to get that 16% of MRR. If we doesn't get MRR of 16% per year, our business will be in the loss, and we are unable to pay that money back to the bank. From above slides, we have given that the loan effective will be 15.50, not 14.5. MRR is 16%, as we know. The present worth cost is also less than finance, so we know that we can take that loan. Break-even point, we also check that. Freed capital and risk. We also study that case also too. From the question that we have to take that money or not, it is good to take 2.4. I think 2.4 million rupees is good for is good for to take 6 million working. Yes, it is worth to give 2.47 rupees to working of 6 million rupees. This is all from my side. Now it moves toward Raza.
$1,000. So company did not invest in all project. Uh, so for this project, we will find the best combination. So the method capital ratio is the best method to find the maximum value within this budget. These tools are used to solve this problem. The first main tool is capital ratio. That select the bundle that maximum total net present value. These select those bundles which have net present value are highest or total. Uh, Next is present worth ranking. Now in this method we will calculate the net present value of all the projects, and the next is profitability index. Profitability index tell us how we get for every dollar invest. And the next is total net present worth value enumeration. This step tell us the best combination for this project. And the other rate of return screen, foundation factor, nominal, annual worth, incremental, and B over C, cost over capital, life and paybacks. These are analysis for to solve these projects. In the next slide, we see five different projects. First project is CNC upgrade, second is robotic loader, third is heat recovery, fourth is CMM inspection, and fifth is conveyor auto. The cost of all project is given in the below, and the annual net of the all project is this, and the life of all project is this. Now we will calculate NP value and PI value of all projects. We see all NP values of the project are positive, so all projects are profitable. So we will not invest in all projects because our bundle are limited and the total cost of all project is uh, over our budgets. So next, in this step we will tell how we calculate PEI and NPV value from all projects. Uh, we take the example of first CNC upgrade. We use this formula NPV is equal to A P over A 12% MARR and its life I is equal to A minus its first cost. After this calculation, we will find the NPV value. Now we calculate NPV value. After this, we will find PI value. We will divide first cost by NPV value. Now we find PI value. So we see PI value for CNC upgrade is 0.41. Which project has highest PI value uh, have a profitable projects. So now we select this. Next method is greedy PI ranking method. In this method, we will arrange uh, all the projects from highest PI value to the lowest PI value. In the first step, heat recovery have highest PI value from the others. So we will write is first, and the other are less than this. So we write in this manner. So we see heat recovery sum is this. So this is in our budget. So we will fund in this project. Now we see CNC upgrade. In CNC upgrade, we will see the sum of this project is in our budget. So we will invest in this project. Next is robotic loader. Robotic loader sum is exceed our budget. So it is budget over. So now we skip this project. And next is conveyor. Conveyor sum is exceed our budget. So now we skip this project. So now we check the CMM. Uh, the sum of this project is in our budget, fit in our budget. So we will fund in this project. So we will find the best combination for these projects, which in our budget. So P3, P1, and P4. So the total cost of the project is this, and the total net present value of this project is this. So P2 and P5 are skipped because this is budget over. So now we not select this project. The next method is enumeration method. This method is help to verify the above answer and find the best combination of for all projects. So we will make the combination of all projects. The first is P1, P3, P4. Next is P1, P2, P4. Next is P1 plus P2. Next is P1, P3, P1, P5, P2, P3, P4. So we will write the cost of all project. The cost of this combination is exceed our budget, so it is excluded. So we will find the net present value of all these projects. So we see the P1, P3, P4 net present value is higher than other. So we select this combination for this project. This is best and affordable for the company. The next is cross check unequal lives. See, unequal lives, the project have life 8 year and 10-year lives because we can compare on net present value of each project. And the next is benefit over cost view. If the cost view, in benefit cost view, the ratio of all project is greater than 1. The PI ratio of all project is greater than 1. Chosen all three. So we will see the graph. The net present value in the all combination. The first combination value is greater than other. So now we check. This is uh, our best, uh, combination. So now we see above. This combination is highest net present value. So our combination uh, in this method, method is correct. So now the net present value is higher for this combination. So this combination is best for investing. So recovery speed, next is recovery speed and budget flexibility. So unused budget is $15,000. $15,000 remaining budget we use in emergency condition, and now it is invest in next project. The heat recovery method is fastest payback method. If the company increase the budget for this project, we will add P2 because P2 have give the highest net present value of this project. Now this is the final step. In this step, we will uh, recommendation. First is fund CNC, second heat recovery, and plus CMM defer the rest. In this, we will invest in this way. Now we will did not rejected other two projects. If the company increase the budget, we will add other two projects in our investment. So this is the method to find the best combination of for company investment in different projects. Thank you.